I mean, you look at pro basketball players. Fix this side. He's probably spending 3 to 5 hours a day, at least 5 days a week. If you count games, he's competing against great people. Ronaldo's competing against great people. So let's just say 3 hours a day times 5 days a week. That's 15 hours. Let's say 15 to 25 hours. That's what pro athletes do to become great at their sport. Do you want to be great at money, great at financial sophistication? Do you want to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise? Then you got to put in the time. Now the problem is, who the heck has access to those people? You know, I said that, 6.5 billion in net worth. When I started out at 19 years old, I knew 0 people who even made 100 grand. There's a few things that I would say to you that makes the world better now. One, you have the internet. So right now you're live streaming through a talk like this where you can actually learn. That's pretty cool. Number 2, modern airplanes are very cheap. You can get on airplanes and go to conferences and go to seminars, okay? Even if you don't have much money. If you don't have much money, you can get on a bus you can go across the United States for under $100 on a bus. It's a little bit painful, but I've done it before. I've done it on a train, I've done it on the bus. So you can move around. 50 years ago, you couldn't move around like you could now. So you can get to where you need to be, whether it be through the internet, whether through books. Now books are cheaper than they've ever been, and they get shipped to your door on Amazon overnight. Okay? It's insane. And people still are so lazy, they're learning less than people did 50 years ago when it was harder. That's the sad world that we live in. You make things easier for people and they get lazier and they get more entitled and they become more brats. You know what I'm saying? So I spend $30,000 a year minimum on books per year. $30,000. And I remember when I had my first $18,000 saved up, $18,000, I remember my largest expense in that year, I spent $2,000 or $3,000 on books. Money's not everything. But let's talk about what is money. This is an important thing. People don't get this. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's 5 things, 5 levels. The psychologist Maslow said, bottom is physical needs, or he called it physiological. We'll call it physical. The second is safety. The third is love. The 4th is respect. And the 5th, we'll call it self-actualization, or you could even call it spirituality, whatever you say. Notice, all 5 of these must be accomplished for you to have a good life and be happy. Some people say, oh, money isn't important. What do you mean money's not important? Money is the foundation that gets you the other 3 things that aren't about money. See, money doesn't get you love, but if you don't have money and if you don't feel safe, especially financially, you'll be so stressed out that you'll either ruin your relationship or you won't have time to go find one. So this game of life is a foundational game, physical safety. Then you have time for love. Then you can get the respect that you need to feel good. Then you can find the self-actualization, the spirituality, the higher purpose, the charity. Someone said, Rosie said, all she needs is love. But Rosie, you're forgetting something. They forgot to teach us in school. Number 1 cause of divorce, not having these 2 bottom ones, meaning your love will be sabotaged by not having these 2. So, and then your brain will free you up for love. Then your odds of divorce dramatically decrease. Then you know how many people break up because somebody feels so much financial pressure because parents, husband, wife, they're working 2 or 3 jobs, they come home stressed, they're arguing over how to spend money. Google it. It's the number 1 reason people break up. There's other reasons, people cheat and all that, but I'm just saying the number 1 is that. And sometimes people cheat when they don't feel safety. It's a fact, by the way, you guys. There's a great book by Dr. David Buss, The Evolutionary Psychology textbook that's used at Harvard and Yale and Princeton and Stanford and Oxford and Cambridge. He says very specifically, when men, and you could, I'm not going to say about gender too much. This is just what the textbook says. When a man doesn't provide physically and safety for his family, sometimes people go looking for love in other places. Now, I hope that never happens to you, but I'm just telling you the facts, and some people can't handle that fact. But welcome to planet Earth. The world works in cause and effect ways. As long as you're not an annoying person, as long as you have a semblance of common sense. Now, the other problem with Harvard is if you come in and out and it wasn't what you wanted, there's no refund on your money. All my test groups have 100% money back guarantee. That's why I always get a kick out of people who say, Tai, is this a scam? I'm like, what are you talking about? How can you get scammed if you can get a refund? Name a scam that gives you a 100% refund. Name one. Anybody. Name a scam that gives you a 100% refund. How could it be a scam then? It wouldn't have scammed anybody because they got all their money back. Like, this is the common sense level of the planet. Like Walmart, you can't get scammed because you can return anything. Walmart, Sam Walton, one of the top businessmen of all time, created a policy of you bring it back, you don't even need the receipt at Walmart. Meaning Walmart sometimes gets scammed. People will buy it from one store that didn't have a receipt policy, a return policy, bring it to Walmart, and now they get a refund. So Walmart can't scam you because you can get your money back. Very important. Amazon. Yeah, I don't know. Amazon has some level of refunds. Someone said, I like the way we think. You're talking about who's we. Somebody said Primerica. Primerica is, I don't know, that's like a multi-level financial company or something. I don't know. Do they give refunds? That's all you got to ask yourself. Do they give refunds? You can't get scammed by a damn refund company. So I created a 100% money back guarantee. Let me talk real quick on a couple quick things. And then I want to get to the test. People are doing it. These aren't make-believe stories. 1994 is when online selling began. Amazon, 1994. That's over 20 years ago. Get with the program. If you think it's a scam, it's been 20 years, people. 20 years. And you're still not on the train. You got to know how to create cash flow, and you have to know how to invest cash flow. That's the game of money. You have to know how to create it, and you have to know how to grow it. And I've done a lot of programs on how to create it. Some of them are closed now. Some of you have already got in. I want some of you to get in the one how to grow it. And let me just tell you this.